What's up, everybody? We've got Carlos Garcia on the hook for us today. How you doing, Carlos?
I'm doing okay, Pastor Jeremy. How you doing?
All right, doing well. As you all know, Mr. Garcia is our intake coordinator,
Yes, I
and
am.
you can imagine all of the questions that he gets about our program. Now, we could literally do about 10, 12 podcasts on just questions that we get, but we wanted to centrally focus on our couples program. Our couples program has opened, and we are, of course, starting to fill that up. And we, during this process, we have learned that there are a bunch of questions about the couples program. And so what we want to do today is we want to go ahead and just give way to those questions. Carlos has some questions here on standby, and I'm going to let him interview me, and hopefully I'll give the right questions the best we can, and hopefully bring some light to the couples program and what's expected. So, Carlos, what's our first question, buddy?
Okay, so question number one: do you have to be married?
Okay, yes, because what we see is a lot of people come into our program, okay, and they're usually not married. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't, and they come in either fiancés or boyfriend and girlfriend. They come into our couple program, and what we try to do is we try to provide marriage counseling for them. And then before they go over into the couples program, then they do need to be married. And we're going to be talking about some questions outside of that as well, like if somebody is coming from another program, or if somebody is, of course, graduates from another program. Yes, they do need to be married. That is a criteria for being in our couples program.
Okay.
Okay.
Another question that I get asked rather often is: do both people have to be addicted or alcoholics, or have any type of struggle?
Okay. Well, one thing that I have seen in our program that I have always wanted to combat, and this is what we're going to be able to do with this couples program, is that let's say a male comes into our program with an extreme drug problem, but the female does not, but she just battles some things like codependency, mental health issues, something like that. But she does not use alcohol or drugs. I want to support that family, and I want to allow them to go into the couples program if everything goes as planned, and if they are good candidates, that's something they want to do. Because when the male goes through the program, we would love for, of course, them to go over there and continue their recovery together. I find so many times that males will exit our program and go back into a compromised living arrangement, and it is very difficult for their marriage. And so this couples program is going to be, basically around the clock. Pastors is going to be there. We're also going to have therapists there that is going to be doing domestic violence classes. We're going to be doing marriage classes. We're going to have stuff for the kids there, and so it's going to be very important to teach them on how to live on what we call this side of the cross, or after recovery, because after recovery is crucial. There's a lot of people that may relapse because of their wife, or not because of their wife, but because they go back with their wife, and then they start getting fights. They start going back to the same old, and it's very hard for people to live clean in that compromised environment. So we want to bring them in to be able to come to our program, and of course continue going through program together with each other. Okay.
Amen, amen. And then a lot of the people that we deal with they're really close to their animals: cats, dogs, fish, goldfish. Are they allowed to have pets? Can I bring in my pet parakeet?
Well, we would ask that no pets be brought, because, again, we're just not set up for that. It's going to be hard to have pets, and you got to think about it too. If we let one pet, we're going to have to let them all in.
Yeah.
If I let this person's Chihuahua in, I'm going to need to let this person's Bull Mastiff and Pit Bull in. That's not going to be good. We can't have people getting bit. We can't have dogs fighting. You can imagine 20 different rooms with 20 different dogs, and everybody's going out to walk their dogs at the same time. There's going to be dog fights. It's going to be
It'd be like the Ark.
yeah. So we probably are not going to be able to allow pets. Now, goldfish, Carlos, I might talk about goldfish.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
they're pretty low maintenance, so it's very possible we could do goldfish or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Goldfish possibility check. Um,
Yeah.
let's see here. And final thing is, can we come from another program into the couples program? Like, meaning do I have to go through True Purpose, or let's say if there's a program in that area that does something similar to what we do, can we go into the couples program?
Yes, we would ask that you have a graduation certificate. So what you may find is you may be graduating a program, you and your wife both, or something, maybe graduating a program outside of True Purpose. And as long as you can have that certificate and we can talk to somebody there, we would be okay with you coming into our program and continue on with that program. Our program is basically going to be conditional on phases, and what we mean by phases is how many months that you have been in the program. So you know, a lot of our couples are going to be going over there after 90 days. So what we tend to do with our couples is that when a man and a woman comes into the program together, the woman goes to our women's program, and of course our men goes to our men. And for 90 days, they work on themselves. They really focus on their recovery. They focus on the roots to their addiction. They focus on trauma, counseling, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, what we want to do is we want to move them after 90 days into the program together. And, of course, they have to be married. So when they move there, then they have 9 more months of a program. So the program for them is going to be a little bit more intense for them than it would be for somebody who has completed a year long in a recovery center. Okay. And so if people come from a program, they've completed a year, it's going to be a little bit different. They may not have to go through all of the classes and the counseling and all that stuff. Now, there is going to be some requirements for that, but we really want them to be able just to live and focus on their recovery and go to CRs, go to meetings, and of course make sure that they are going to be able to live on this side of recovery with each other. I've often said this. Imagine this: that if somebody has a fight with each other, they have an argument on Tuesday night. Guess what? Wednesday morning, they can be in the therapist's office talking about it, or even that night, they could be talking to somebody. It's going to be really good, because we're not going to be able just to let that fester. We're going to be able to deal with it right when it happens. Okay, so another question I thought about too that it has been asked was, if that person is not addicted, like let's say there's a spouse that is not addicted, do they have to go through a program?
Right.
Okay. No.
Good question.
I would encourage it, and the reason that is because you got to think about it. If you're coming in and your spouse is in the program, why wouldn't you want to do some of the things that he or she is doing? Why wouldn't you want to go to some of the classes? Why wouldn't you want to go to some of the marriage therapy, the family therapy? I think it's just extra additive, but it's not going to most likely be mandatory. Everybody's going to have a curfew. We're going to have a curfew to where you have to be in by a certain time. Staying out all night is just not going to be happening here. Again, this is going to be a program. Okay, this is not just a place to live. It's a program, and it is there to help, and it is there to really bring your marriage and your relationship with each other to its fullest and to its highest potential. And so we got to work at it. I'm not saying that it's going to be, something all the time and you're not going to have any peace. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that this is a place where you're going to be able to really go and live for the rest of your life as a married couple, get your children back. A lot of the people that come to our couples program, they do not have their children, and so we want to be able to get those children back. We want to provide a safe place for those children to come and live and be with the parents, and ultimately, we want them to be a great family unit that if they ever choose to not stay with our program and continue to move on, then they can move on and get another place.
Now that actually brings up another question that I get asked all the time. Is there a time restraint or a time limit that a person can actually be there?
No, this is permanent housing, so you can live here as long as you want, and we will not push you out. We will just build more if we have to build more. Of course, that's our goal. But it is not. There's not a length on it. Now, the people that come from True Purpose Ministries, When they come out of the 90-day portion into that, we understand that it's going to be 9 more months for them to complete the program. Okay. So they would at least need, if they want a certificate, they would at least need to stay an extra 9 months for the graduation certificate. However, anybody that has completed a year long in the program and they want to come and stay, they can stay as long as they want. We're not going to push them out.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome.
All right, any more questions you can think about?
Yeah. How many rooms do you have?
We have 20 rooms, and each room has 2 beds in it. But I mean, of course, if it's couples, then it would be the couples and then their children as well.
Okay.
All right.
That's awesome.
Our children, if you have 13, 14-year-olds, this may not be the place for you. It's going to be kind of hard to have teenagers in the room with you. But again, I see we're going to have a lot of people bring their children. Most of them are going to be, 7, 8 tops, something like that. But I tell you, it's going to be a really good place. It's going to be a really good place for children. They're even going to be able to go through classes as well. So, all right,
Amen.
Carlos?
Amen.
Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Once again, if you are wanting to get into this couples program, please, we are taking applications now. Basically, what we're doing is we're filling up 4 rooms at a time. We're about to fill our first 4 rooms. We've got 20 rooms total. So please get on the list. Please like and please share this. Please get this out to anybody that you think would need this. We want to be able to help as many couples as we possibly can. Go to our website, truepurposeministries.com, and click the couples tab, and it will automatically take you to a spot to where you can fill out an application. That application immediately goes to Carlos Garcia. Carlos Garcia is going to be, of course, interviewing you and talking to you on the phone, and we will try our best to get you in ASAP. Remember, if you are a male and a female and you are not married, it's okay. Please still fill out the application. Come into the program. We will work on that. We will provide you with marriage counseling, and you can become married before you move over to the program or to the couples program. We want to be able to help you, okay? So until then, God bless, and we will see you next time.